I thought it might be useful for some of you if I were to do a quick comparison between the Shure SM57 and the SE Electronics V7X. Now, these, sorry about the noises, rather strange. It's been going on for, well, is that a child or an animal? I don't think it's a child. Anyway, there's no harm being done, I don't think. It's very odd, and I just can't figure out. Anyway, I don't use these. I'd love to be, when I record, it's all through preamp pedals and so on and in. I'd love to have a room and space to mic guitar cabs up and stuff, but I haven't, so I don't. So these I don't use. Oh, I got this one way back in the day for a band. Why did I get an SM57? I've got no idea. Back then, I just thought, what do you get? People said an SM57. I bought an SM57. Didn't listen to it, just used it. When I put it on the sax player looked at it and went, gave me a knowing look. I doubt he'd ever tried any other microphones really either. So isn't that magnificent that this thing, so many people, same with the SM58, just buy it without understanding anything about it, without trying them, without comparing. They just go and get it. What a wonderful position to be in. I mean, there must be the envy of manufacturers all over the globe to get yourself in that position, however that happened. Anyway, that's how it goes. You know, that's what people do. And then I've got this one just recently because I was interested in it being flat and extended and using it for vocals. But bear something in mind then with both of these. They're instrument mics, so there's no pop filter. This one's got a bit of one, but it's not sufficient for vocals. You may need them on bass drum or maybe bass guitar where there's a lot of both of them. I think you can fit an, I don't know, you can fit an external for that, I'm sure. And this one's got a dedicated external pop filter if you're in some sort of environment where you might need that. The other thing that wouldn't be particularly is a handling noise, perhaps, because it's going to be in a stand in the studio or on stage. But anyway, I'll just go through them. I've set them up as best I can. As you know, I'm on the SV33 and my voice is a bit, had rather too much butter, which I like, and cream and stuff like that. Anyway, so it's a bit not as clear as it might be. Here I am then on the SM57, and what do I notice immediately? I notice the top there. There's a kind of a bit of a firmness. I mean, it's nice enough. Here I am on the SM57, designed for instruments, of course. It's a bit spiky at the top there. Bit spiky at the top. Need to get rid of that. And no low end to speak of. It's all spiky at the top and quite sort of compact somehow. So I would think many instruments are not really going to be suitable. Not for instruments that go. I can just already tell that some of that bloom, even from sax, probably won't be there. It's not picking up so well. It's got a very similar sound to the 58, and I'd call it kind of plasticky. There's a kind of plastic. The diaphragm probably is plastic. I don't know. I've got no idea. Often diaphragms are. So a bit of a plasticky sound, nice enough. Of course, the pop's not meant for this. Anyway, that's what I noticed there. Let's move on to the V7X. Now I'm on the V7X, and what do I notice there? Now I'm on the V7X. I notice there, that area is much fuller. So again, for many instruments, they do go there. I noticed this with female voices, which don't go that low. Somehow, some component, it does. If you start rolling that off, it does make a difference. Watch out for the pops the whole time, of course. And what I noticed at the top seems to be sweeter to me, and it hasn't got that spiky thing going on. So the whole thing seems to be gentler. Move it further away, bring it a little bit closer, 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 bring it a little bit closer. Same with the 57. I'm going to turn this 57 up a bit. Sounds a bit muted. Bring it in a little bit closer, bring it in a little bit closer. So because there isn't the low end there, I'm hanging on, that area is left exposed. And a lot of that. Bring it in a little bit closer, bring it in a little bit closer, bring it in a little bit closer, bring it in a little bit closer. What it does nicely, I think. It just doesn't do very much, really. But it does it nicely. Not surprising, it's a very old design. Things have moved on, hopefully. Even though I haven't heard much move on from the Biodynamic M88, I've got to tell you, from 1963, earlier than this and the 58. So, who knows what to make of that. Let's do the polar business. Again, will that matter? Oh, handling noise then. In a studio, there might be some stuff from stands. You probably won't get this, but but you might get pretty good. Unless you're on a wooden floor on the stand and everyone's thumping around the bass drums near it, I don't think it'd be a problem. Sorry about that. Again, you're not going to be fiddling with it. That could be an issue. Easier to get rid of because it's very low. If you've got headphones, you'll hear. But you might need to be a little bit careful in the stand with this. You can also get those suspension mounts for this shape mic, so it might be wise if your studio's got wooden floors or whatever's going on. Something I did notice about this, which wouldn't affect it in a studio, but if you're going to use it handheld, if you can hear that, I think that's the actual suspension moving, so it does make a little bit of noise on a loud stage, and I think the other one does that as well, the vocal one. Might need to be a little bit careful there. Whilst I'm on this one, what's its polar pattern like? I can't remember if this is cardioid or supercardioid. Let's see if we can discover. Here I am on the front of it. Nice enough, isn't it? Quality, I think. Here I am on the front of it. Sorry about the handling. Coming round to the side, coming round to the side, coming round to the side. You can hear some rejection starting there. Coming round to the side, coming round to the side. Pretty good there. Coming round to the side. I don't know if this would matter in a studio. It might. Coming round to the back, coming round to the back, coming round to the back, coming round. I can hear a bit more there. So I would suspect that this is supercardioid. It seems to have that quality about it. Tight rejection at the side, a little bit of leakage at the back. This is cardioid. I kind of knew it was. I find that a little bit irritating after a while. Here I am on the front, coming round to the side, coming round to the side. Of course, no pop protection, so going to be some extraneous noise and wind noise. Coming round to the side, coming round to the side, coming round, starting there, coming round to the side, coming round to the side there. Good rejection there. Coming round to the side, coming round to the back, and then of course the full rejection. You can hear the room now because my voice is bouncing off that wall. But the full rejection round at the back there, as you'd expect from cardioid, and then gently coming on song around the side. And both of them sound quite benign in terms of tone, it seems to me. So that's quite acceptable. The breath thing, what would you need in an instrumental mic? I would think you'd want full bandwidth. I would think so. Why not? Because what are you going to? You don't know what you're going to be miking up unless you're going to specialize in just guitar cabs or something. So I think you'd need about full bandwidth, and full bandwidth isn't an issue because every desk under the sun, and particularly if we're talking digital now, just endless EQ possibilities. So let's have it and then remove it if we don't need it. What else would you need? I think you need the speed. Speed. So you'd have to EQ that out. You'd have to fiddle about. Why have it in the first place? I don't know. Speed, I think so. You may as well have everything because you can always degrade later. Or you could put a wind filter on it if everything was too clear for you for whatever reason. You can put a pop screen on, which will. Got more on that in a video coming up sometime later. So that's what I think you'd need. Robustness, yeah. Handling noise, yeah, be nice. Pop filter, great. Don't have it or put one on. Don't know. Let me see if I get myself in the mood for something. Okay, going to the yeah. Just immediately, I feel anyway, you can hear it's clearer, but I'm not comparing this. But just, I don't know, did you notice that? Just around there, everything just opens up. But anyway, back on this. 57 coming up. Papery and something. Not convincing for me. There we go. I will do the breath thing. Bear in mind, it's going to be noisy. So I'll try to minimize it as best I can. But neither of these is designed for vocals, so I'm doing the I'll try not to put too much breath into it. SM57. Sorry. Yeah, I think more detail in the V7. This is more like a smeared representation. This one has a bit more detail, to my ears. Anyway, that's it. I think that's enough. Hope it's of some use to you. And I'll see you another time.